Should you watch Konosuba?
Konosuba.
Konosuba is an Isekai comedy fantasy show. It's one of the whimsical, have a fun time doing silly stuff type, instead of the ever serious, the world is in danger and we are the chosen ones, which I generally prefer, since it's just better to relax. It's about Kazuma, who used to be more of the indoorsy type, who tried to save someone from getting run over. He didn't make it after that, and met the goddess Aqua, who told him, well, that he's gone. She offers him the chance to reincarnate into a fantasy world where a demon king is running wild, and gives him the mission to stop him. So without fancy powers or any money, Kazuma is forced to survive in this new fantasy world. That is the premise, and don't worry, it's not a spoiler. All of that happens in the first episode, though it's a lot more fun to watch there. The world is a fairly standard high fantasy world with magic, where large monsters, dungeons and adventurers are just normal. It's a colorful and happy place, a good world to get isekai'd into. The main cast of the show is Kazuma, Aqua, Darkness and Megumi. All of them are quirky in their own right and very much entertaining to watch. I already mentioned a bit about Kazuma. Wrong Kazuma. He's more of a shut-in who likes to play games. He tried to do something good for once, and moral of the story, don't play the hero. But when he did get reincarnated, he felt like his time had finally come. Equipped with the fantasy knowledge of countless games, he knows what to do. And he could get a lot of stuff done, if he didn't get dragged down by Aqua all the time. Which leads us to Aqua, a literal god who was in charge of sending people into the fantasy world to defeat the Demon King. The issue with that is, she isn't quite the nicest individual, and insulted Kazuma quite a lot when they met. So when Kazuma heard he could bring one thing into this new world, to spite her, the one thing he chose was Aqua herself. That would have been a brilliant move if it weren't for the fact that Aqua is pretty much useless. She doesn't have the powers you would expect of a god and doesn't act like one. Instead, she likes to drink and keeps going into debt, which is why she always wants to take high-paying quests. But to do high-paying quests, you need a powerful team, which leads us to the other two, Darkness and Megumin. Megumin is an arc wizard. I'm sure I don't have to explain that that's an endgame mage class. Her magic is devastating, but that doesn't mean that she's useful. Although she is a bona fide high-ranking magic user, she only knows one spell, which is Explosion. And she can only cast it once a day. And after she casts it, she can't move anymore, needing someone else to carry her around. She's lively and young and really doesn't like being called a loli. She is part of the Crimson Demon clan, which means she has permanent Chunibyo syndrome. So she tends to act silly. And then there is Darkness. She is a Crusader, which means an endgame paladin class focusing on defense, which is rather suitable since she really likes getting hit by monsters. Yes, she is an out-and-out masochist, always looking to get abused. She is surprisingly reliable, considering that her role is to defend, and she wants to draw the fire of enemies onto her. Just don't ask her to deal damage. So the party is made up of Kazuma, who doesn't really have any specializations and is more all-rounded, an Archpriest, an Archmage, and a Crusader. That is a party worthy of fighting the Demon Kings. At least it would be if it were a serious party and not a group of misfits that the show follows. So they don't really have any intention of fighting the Demon King. Instead, all they want is to live their lives, make some money, and have fun. Tell me down in the comments, which one of these misfits is your favorite? We see everything from Kazuma's point of view, and considering that he's from Earth, he shares the common sense you and I are familiar with. And exactly that is one of the major parts of the comedy. because Aqua, Megumin and Darkness just act crazy, and Kazuma reacts in a reasonable way to it, which is just entertaining. The vibrant character designs and exaggerated visuals, like Megumin's massive explosions, or Aqua's pitiful crying, make every episode fun to watch, but it's in the voice acting where the show really shines. The VA is hammered up extremely, but it's just so good. You can tell that they had fun while recording those lines. The intro and the outro are pretty much spoiler-free, as they don't exactly show scenes that happen and instead more capture the spirit of adventuring. They don't really spoil anything that happens, but you know, it shows some characters and it wouldn't really hurt to wait until the end before watching it for the first time. Currently there are 3 seasons of the anime, a movie and the manga. But all of it is based on a light novel, so there's still content left to cover. Same as Jashin-chan Dropkick, this is one of those shows you can just watch again and again because they are so good. The jokes will still land, the characters will still be sympathetic, and you will still have fun. So yes, you definitely should watch Konosuba. Similar shows would be the already mentioned Jashin-chan Dropkick, or maybe Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, which is also relatable in the way that the characters just lack common sense and act crazy. And with that, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like that and don't forget to drop your own anime recommendations in the comments.